I want to talk about the key details from the thing. I just want to go through them one by one. So you say injuries to key players affected the performance.
That is a blatant lie.
This qualification, not like we had it over a 6-week period. We played games September, October, November, correct? Each break. Are you telling me that our key players just happened to be injured every time international break came around?
The last match where we had players saying because of injury. More than the other 5 games, every player we needed to be in the team was in the team.
So that's
a lie to begin.
Rubbish. Accepted responsibility for the disunity. So you've accepted that you are part of the problem. That's what you are telling us with point 2. Now, point 3. He believes the team performance didn't match the results, especially at home.
What?
Come on.
But this is what they've been telling themselves. I mean, Shadow was on radio on other platforms saying the same thing. He was saying the same thing.
It's all rehearsed.
I'm just come to give you a small kind of statistical something. I want to just look through our games. And they have a metric called big chances created. So a chance you are reasonably expected to score. Throughout the qualifying campaign, our opponents created more big chances than we did. So that should tell you that it's not like, okay, maybe we had some games we created more, but on the balance of 6 games,
and we're among the lowest scoring teams in the qualifiers.
Three. No, and that one you can even say, okay, big chances missed. We're missing 2 a game.
Yeah,
that one fair enough. But the point is, the other teams created more big chances than us. They created just as much as us. So if we missed our own and they created just as much, and they scored.
What do you mean by your results didn't reflect?
It's not like, you see, if it was a situation where we created 20 big chances and our opponents created 5, right? I can say that, okay, there's some truth to what he's saying. But based on the fact that over a qualification campaign, you can't really stand out and show you're a better team, it doesn't fly for me. And to be frank, if you even specify at home, because we were in the stadium in Accra, we watched the Niger game. I did not see a team that was better than the Niger team in that game. We are very poor. And this is the Niger that
played us off the park.
Keto was hitting his head and things. And now he's saying he's requesting additional backroom staff.
That is the part I'm interested in.
So annoying.
Like I asked, does it mean what? Wait. Is he saying what I think he's saying?
He said additional. He didn't say.
He didn't say I don't need those there.
He said additional. So they are bringing more.
But you see, it says something.
Me, I feel like if you.
What do you want to say? What does this
Me,
to address that one, I feel like if you feel that you need your hand held to do this work, you're not cut out for the job.
That is just what it is.
It's very simple. So now let's go to the World Cup qualification campaign. We've got 3 wins out of 4 so far. Very good. I think
he has overseen 2 of those games, right?
And he won all 2. He won both, I believe. I think Chris Hughton won 1, lost 1.
Yes.
Right? Okay. Your World Cup qualification, you've done well. But the way the team is now, the way you've your form has evaporated from June to November.
Yep.
Do you think that
the chemistry of the team is all over the place now?
Do you think that when we meet again in March and resume these qualifiers, you can bring it back to where it was in June? Does he truly believe that he can undo everything that he has done? And he said it himself that the disunity, I contributed to it. So does he think that he's the right person to turn the mood around? Because if you want to even break down the different things, let's even grant him that the performances were good. Let's just hypothetically grant him that if the performances were good and we weren't winning, and you've created a toxic atmosphere or a bad atmosphere in the camp, what makes you think that you are the person to turn it around? What makes you think that you can make the atmosphere great again? What makes you think that what are you going to do to fix it? Because now you have admitted it's your fault. Why would those players look at you and think that this guy can turn it around? And let's even just break down certain players. We have this Kudus captain issue. We have you saying Thomas Partey is not really committed.
In fact, let me just say on this show, I'm just going to put on record, I don't think Partey is coming back to the team as far as Otto is head coach of this team.
Yeah, and that's fair.
I don't think he's coming back again.
And that's fair. But you are looking at all of these things, and other players are watching you. Then we also have, and when we talk about the disunity and the confidence of the team, we also should mention that video that Keto Kriku made. It's still relevant.
Yeah.
How are the players going to feel knowing that their manager let that happen? He didn't protect them. He didn't step in and say that this. You get what I'm saying? As a manager, you have to protect and he's thrown them under the bus. Because if you remember correctly, he's also said they are not good enough. So how when you think about, you put all of these things together, let's even assume the performances are fine.
Yeah.
They are not fine, by the way. I'm not saying they are fine. I'm just saying
for the sake of argument.
For the sake of argument, performances are fine. Morale is the big issue. Nothing indicates he can turn the morale around. There's no indication I can turn the morale around before we talk about the horrible performances. Because, truth be told, if you look at that qualifying group, player for player, there's no team. We should have gotten 18 points if we are talking about player for player.
And somebody has just sent me a stat that says that between 1961 and 2024, we had only lost 3 AFCON qualifiers at home. Between 61 and 2024, we lost 2 at home in just these qualifiers.
Yes.
Wow.
2. Yeah. So out of the 3 between 61 and now, he has accounted for 2 of them.
Because no, generally we don't lose at home. It's almost guaranteed that at home we win or draw.
First lost at Babayara in what?
24 years.
And you know what makes it crazy? Sudan took 8 points to qualify.
And they took 4 from Ghana.
They took 8 points to qualify. So basically,
meaning that they got 2 wins and 2 draws.
If we had just won all our home games, we would have gone. That's all it means. If we had just won, or even let's change it. Let's say Niger that are supposed to be the whipping boys of the group. You beat Niger home and away. You just need to win one of the remaining 4 games. You've qualified.
Yep.
That's basically what the table is saying. And he couldn't do that. Is that someone we should really be trusting in the World Cup campaign? Let's even forget the 2 out of 2. What evidence has he given in the last? How long has he been coached then? It's been what? Since the last. Let's give him since the last. Not exactly, but basically in the last 9 months.
So let's say March.
Yeah, last 9 months that he's been coached. It's been pretty poor. It's been dreadful. So even though the World Cup qualification campaign, we are in a good position, let's not squander that good position. He squandered an AFCON. These players are going to have that hanging over their heads for the rest of their careers. And you couldn't even take us to AFCON. That's what people are always going to tell them. And it's because of him. Let's be honest, because it's not the players. These players went back after the Sudan double header. All of them went to their clubs, bang, bang. They were scoring goals and things. So, look, the guy just has to go. I've said it before, I'll keep saying it. You should just resign. What's this I'm not a quitter thing? No one is saying that you should give up. They're saying you're not good enough. Go home. So please.
Go and rest.
To the point where Mo Kudus gets sent off, and in his apology to the English FA, he makes reference to
the fact that there has been too much weight on his shoulders from the national team.
His coach said it. We said it on Scorecard. It was so obvious. It's so obvious.